Legendary Pokemon are some of the strongest beings in the whole of the franchise, and that's all thanks to their insane stat totals, their very diverse move pools, and of course the fact that some of them even get Mega Evolutions, even if they weren't strong enough already. However, another thing that we know is in every single generation, a couple of legendaries are featured, of course, just as those stronger Pokemon in the region. However, which is the strongest legendary in each region? With that being said, today's video goes over the question of who is the best legendary Pokemon of each generation. Of course, this is all my own opinion at the end of the day, and it's completely cool if you guys disagree with what I say in the video. Don't hesitate though to drop a comment down below about the video and if you found it interesting or not. Don't forget to leave a like on this video too to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out a new video very shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date, and follow my Twitter to hear updates about the channel. Both of those links can be found in the description down below. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. Starting things off, we of course have the Kanto region, and for me, there's only one flat out winner, and it is of course Mewtwo. He's so much better than the three legendary birds, and of course Mew is a mythical Pokemon, it's not actually a legendary if you want to get into those details, but even if it was a legendary, Mewtwo would still be better than it anyway, and that's thanks to its two Mega Evolutions, even if it wasn't strong enough already with its insane stat total of 680, Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y are really boosted into the scene, and just came out with 780 in both of them. Mega Mewtwo is an absolute monster. Even if it's not a Mega, it still has a whopping 130 speed and 154 special attack. You throw a Mega Evolution on that, Mega Mewtwo X has 190 physical attack and 130 speed, and Mega Mewtwo Y has 194 special attack with 140 speed. That is absolutely disgusting, people. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, that shouldn't even be allowed. These things are disgusting in the competitive scene. Thinking about moves as well, he also of course gets Psycho Cut, Psychic, he obviously gets Psy Strike as well, Psy Strike being a ridiculous move on Mega Mewtwo Y. And then the TMs that it learns as well, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, you know, it's a Psychic type, so it learns pretty much all of them. It even gets Energy Ball if you want the coverage. The coverage on this Pokemon is absolutely ridiculous. Physical, special, you don't know what you're going up against. It's so versatile and diverse. It is really easily the best legendary in Gen 1 and probably one of the best legendaries in the whole of the game, and so of course Mewtwo is the best legendary in the Kanto region. Coming up next, we of course have the Johto region, which is home to some pretty powerful legendary Pokemon. You got Suicune, you got Entei, you got Raikou, you got Ho-Oh, you got Lugia, but for me, the main legendary of them all is of course Lugia. Now this was obviously a pretty difficult decision with Ho-Oh being there as well, but being like 4 times resistant to rock and taking all that stealth rock damage as soon as it comes in to any like battle, it really cripples it a lot, and so Lugia definitely takes the #1 spot in Johto. I mean, it's Psychic Flying, it's a pretty cool typing, but it's just so bulky as well. The stat totals, you know, the stats that it's got is ridiculous. So it's got 680 as a total, it's got 106 HP, 90 attack, 130 defense, 90 special attack, 154 special defense, and 110 speed. So this thing is super fast and super bulky as well, and it hits hard as well with things like Aeroblast and Extrasensory, you know, and Sky Attack, stuff like that, and it even gets access to Ancient Power. So if you're one of those lucky guys, you like the hacks, hey, get +1 in every single stat, why don't you? But again, being a Psychic type, it learns a lot of really good moves through TMs as well. Just like Mewtwo, it gets Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Psychic, Shadow Ball, you know, it gets even Surf as well. It's just a really good Pokemon. It gets Thunder Wave as well if you want to cripple things. You know, it's just ridiculous. It even gets Earthquake, gets reliable recovery and roost. This thing is an absolute monster, and Lugia, you come up against a Lugia, you're in for a very, very tough fight because this thing just doesn't die. Next up, we of course have the Hoenn region. Now guys, the Hoenn region is full of some of the strongest legendary Pokemons in the competitive scene, all thanks to auras. You got Primal Groudon, you got Primal Kyogre, you got Mega Rayquaza, you even got Latias and Latios coming through with the Mega Evolutions as well. I mean, you got Regirock, Registeel, I mean, they're pretty cool, but they're nowhere near compared to these Mega Evolved Pokemon. But for me, the best legendary in Hoenn is of course Rayquaza. Mega Rayquaza is an absolute monster. The stats that this thing has, oh, you better hide in fear, because this thing is going to destroy. It has a stat total of 780, 105 HP, 180 physical and special attack, so mixed attacker coming through, also 100 in defense and special defense, and 115 speed as well. This thing, oh, what were Nintendo thinking? Straight off the bat, this gets a nice, good old priority move in extreme speed, 80 physical damage there, right? Just right off the bat, as if it didn't need any more, you know, destruction that it has. Also gets crunch, the TMs that it learns as well, just like Mewtwo, everything like that. It's not a psychic type, but you're still getting access to Thunderbolt, Earthquake, you get Overheat, Focus Blast, Energy Ball, Shadow Claw, Swords Dance if you really want to. It gets T-Wave as well, Surf. This thing just gets, you know, Dragon Ascent as well, Draco Meteor. You're gonna be quaking in your boots if you come up against one of these things in the competitive scene. And so, Rayquaza is the best legendary Pokemon in Generation 3. Coming up next, we're heading over to Sinnoh, which again is home to some very, very nice legendary Pokemon. You got Dialga, you got Palkia, you got Giratina, both forms of them, and of course you've got the Late Guardian as well, but they are mythical Pokemon as we all know. But for me, the best legendary Pokemon in Sinnoh is Dialga, and Dialga is the best because of its typing. Its typing is so good. Dragon and Steel is just amazing. The things that this thing resists. It resists normal, flying, rock, bug, steel, water, grass, by 4, electric and psychic. It's immune to poison and it is only weak to fighting and ground. Pair that with a stat total of 680 with 100 HP, 120 physical attack and defense, 150 special attack, 100 special defense and 90 speed. This thing is gonna be very much trouble if you come up against it. It's got Roar Time as well, which does so much damage with that 150 special attack as well. Gets Flash Cannon as well, you know, Aura Sphere, Earth Power, Dragon Claw. You can run so many sets on this thing as well. With that special attack as well, Thunderbolt on this thing, gonna be hurting. It even gets Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Shadow Claw. It gets Dragon Tail as well if you want to, you know, if you want to run that kind of set on it. I don't even know, but this thing again gets T-Wave. You know, so many of these legendary Pokemon are so difficult to go up against in Ubers that it's just crazy situation if you go into Ubers, especially when you're coming up against stuff like that. And so for me, Dialga is the best legendary Pokemon in Generation 4. Coming up next, we have Unova, the home of Generation 5, and the best legendary for me here is Kyurem White. Now, Kyurem Black just doesn't do it for me. White Kyurem is just so much better in every department, you know. The stats that it's, you know, it's got the same amount of stat total as Kyurem Black, but Kyurem White just uses it in the best possible way. Kyurem White has a stat total of 700 with 125 HP, 90 physical defense, the stat total of 170 in special attack. Oh Jesus, that's gonna hurt. 100 special defense and 95 speed. The moves that this thing gets as well is insane. Gets obviously Fusion Flare, as we all know. Gets Blizzard, Outrage, Dragon Pulse, Hyper Voice, you know, Ice Burn as well. Ice Burn is not the best, but hey, you know, Fusion Flare, that's gonna hurt. And then the TMs as well, it gets, you know, Ice Beam, as even if it didn't already need that. Shadow Ball, Focus Blast. You know, it's got a really, got a load of hard-hitting special attacking moves as well. Draco Meteor as well, all paired with that 170 special attack stat. It's going to be doing a lot of damage to whoever it comes up against, and it's very scary going up against one of those. Kyurem and Kyurem Black, you know, they're pretty good, but Kyurem White, you know, it's just so much better. So for me, Kyurem White is definitely the best legendary Pokemon in Generation 5. Next up, we're heading to Kalos, which is of course Generation 6, and the best legendary Pokemon for this region is actually quite difficult to, you know, come to terms with, because there's two that really stand out. Of course you've got Zygarde as well, but it's just, its speed stat does let it down. However, Xerneas and Yveltal are two of the most powerful Pokemon in the competitive scene. I mean, Yveltal is such a good wall breaker, it does so much damage, but then you have Xerneas, you know, with Geomancy, with the Power Herb, you're at +2 and everything. It's just a great time if you got one of those out on the field. But for me, I'm gonna have to go with Xerneas just because of the Geomancy set that literally destroys teams. This thing is absolutely ridiculous. If you get Geomancy up, then it's GG's in the chat, guys. Got a stat total of 680, 126 HP, 131 physical and special attack, 95 physical defense, 98 special defense, and 99 speed. So it does get outsped by, you know, the 100 stat totals, but still does so much damage. It resists fighting, bug, and dark. It's immune to dragon. It's only weak to poison and steel as well, so not many weaknesses here. And like I say, Geomancy, a Moonblast after setting up a Geomancy is just disgusting. It really is. This thing even gets access to close combat, so if you really wanted to go for the mix set as well, it's also an option because Xerneas is just that good. And so for me, even though Yveltal's is incredible in the competitive scene, Xerneas just takes the top. Of course, this is my own opinion, you probably do disagree with me, but I do believe Xerneas is the best legendary Pokemon in Generation 6. Finishing things off though, we of course have Generation 7, and the best legendary Pokemon for me in Generation 7 is Lunala. Now, this is of course before Ultra Sun and Moon get released, so I'm not sure if the new Necrozma forms of Solgaleo and Lunala are going to be absolutely, like, disgustingly good, but this is prior Ultra Sun and Moon that I'm making this video. So Lunala is incredible because even though it is ×4 weak to Ghost and Dark, it is only weak to Ghost and Dark. It does have 2 immunities, being normal and fighting, and it is resistant to poison and fairy, but the damage that this thing just gives off, man, with the Moongeist beam and the Shadow Ball and everything like that, it does so much damage. It gets so many cool moves like Thunderbolt, you know, Shadow Claw, Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave as well if you want to cripple something, Focus Blast, Solar Beam if you got the Sun up, you know, it's just, and Ice Beam as well. If it's just a really good Pokemon with the move pool that this thing gets. The stat total as well, incredible, as we all know. The stat total of this thing is 680, has 137 HP, 113 physical attack, 89 physical defense, 137 special attack, 107 special defense, and 97 speed. So it does get outsped by a couple of things in the competitive scene, but in my opinion it is so much better than Necrozma and a bit better than Solgaleo as well. Solgaleo's got a nice typing, but Lunala definitely takes it for me. And so Lunala is the best legendary Pokemon in Sun and Moon prior to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But with that, it does wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it. If you did enjoy the video though, please do leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Like I said at the start of the video, I would also love to hear your guys' opinions too on this subject, so be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I do have a couple top 5s coming onto your screen in a second though, so be sure to give them a watch if you do have the time, and also subscribe if you do like my content. That is everything from me though, so thank you so much for watching guys. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video.